Hey everyone, my name is Nico Vasilopoulos. I'm a current junior at the Carlson School and serve as one of the Carlson ambassadors. Thank you so much for joining us on this tour. We're super happy to have you. We're going to begin our tour in Hansen Hall, one of the two buildings that belong to Carlson. Join us. Your undergraduate academic career begins in Hansen Hall, which has 8 lecture halls. This is a typical size of one of your lecture halls. I know in high school you might be used to 30 students per classroom. At Carlson, the largest class you'll have only has 90 students, which is really cool because when you think of a Big Ten university, Research One, super big college, you're typically thinking of large lecture halls with a lot of students. But at Carlson, we keep the communities tight-knit, and on the first day of class, your professor is going to walk in, spread out a bunch of name tags on the front desk, a little bit chaotic as students are finding their name tags, but what this does is allows your professor to associate you with your name from the first day. So if you have a question, it's not, hey, you in the gray quarter zip, what's your question? It's, hey, Nico, how can I help you with that? And I found that really cool because even as I'm a junior now, my freshman professors still remember me and call me by my name, which is really cool. Another really awesome feature of our Hansen Hall classrooms is outlets on every single one of the desks, a lot of tech support. All classes have Zoom capabilities and you're able to really keep that tech savviness. If you haven't had a chance to look at the curriculum offerings at Carlson, I want to do a quick deep dive on some really cool aspects. First, what makes Carlson unique is that from the second you enter the University of Minnesota and the Carlson School, you're taking business classes. So while you might have other requirements to fulfill for your liberal education requirements, you're able to take Carlson courses from your first semester from your first year. First year courses that are really cool are Design Your Life and Design Your Career classes. These are 1-credit courses that you take to first design what college means to you. Figure out kind of what different paths you want to take, what student orgs you might want to get involved in, what does being here at Carlson mean to you and how can we support you through that. And then in Design Your Career, you're able to focus on a lot of really cool tasks within weekly assignments that students don't think about until they're looking for a full-time job junior or senior year. So this is going to be creating a resume, working on a LinkedIn account, having an informational interview, honing in those skills so that from your first semester at college, you're ready for whatever career path you want to work on. Your sophomore year then, you're going to take our Impact Core, which is a set of 4 classes in the fall and 4 classes in the spring that allow you to get an understanding of all the different majors offered at Carlson. You come in as an undecided business major within the college, but you don't have to declare your major until you've taken your intro to finance and marketing and human resources, and you're able to really understand all of these different fundamental pillars before finally making your decision. This is really cool because there are also classes taught in a cohort style so that you're with the same 90 students in the fall, a different 90 students in the spring, and then when you start your major specific classes junior year, there's no way you're going to walk into a class and not know somebody because you've just done so many group projects with all of these students and really build that community. In high school, you might be used to long days from 8 to 2:30 or 3, but in college, you get to build your schedule however you want. So you might have a class at 9 a.m. and then a weird 2-hour gap before your next one, or 2 classes back to back and then a 30-minute gap before your next meeting. A lot of different kind of flex time. So what Carlson has is breakout rooms throughout both buildings. Here in Hansen Hall, we're looking at one where you can reserve it. It's only open to Carlson ID cards. You can hook up your computer to watch a movie, FaceTime your parents, eat lunch, work on a group project, whatever you need, the space is yours. I really like these spaces because it allows me to kind of have a little moment of privacy within kind of the bustling environment at Carlson, and it's really cool and a great way to connect with your groups. We're now in the Hansen Hall basement, and there are some really cool things to point out. First is our learning lab. This is a spot for you to get free printing and tech support whenever the building's open. The university as a whole has awesome tech resources, but there's a lot of students trying to access them. So Carlson has their own dedicated professionals that can help you with uploading your assignments, printing things out, connecting to the Wi-Fi, whatever you may need for your tech help, they're here for you. We also have an awesome student lounge with couches. If you forgot your phone charger, no matter what type of charger, we have that, microwaves, chairs, desks, anything you need to sort of connect and hang out during those class breaks. And we also have quieter breakout rooms for when you really need to get some studying down, head to the basement and do some serious work. We're on the 2nd floor of Hansen Hall now, standing outside of Caribou, which if you're from Minnesota, I don't have to explain, but I'm originally from Chicago and I was wondering where the Starbucks was. What's really awesome about the Caribou is that they accept dining dollars. Could be a blessing, could be a curse, depending on how many times you go. A really cool initiative that I want to point out is the Caribou Coffee Chats. This is an initiative started by our student government here where we pay for your professor's Caribou and your Caribou whenever you want to connect outside of the classroom. Our professors have amazing industry experience, time working abroad, awesome expertise, and we want students to utilize that. So coffee's on us whenever you want to meet with your professor right inside Hansen Hall. The 2nd floor of Hansen Hall has 2 main lobbies, the Gold Lobby and the Maroon Lobby. Right now we're standing in the Gold Lobby, which houses our academic advising, wellness counseling, and peer career coaching. What makes Carlson really unique is that from the second you enroll, you're paired with an academic advisor and you're with them all 4 years. This is a great opportunity to get to know them, reach out to them. I know I reach out to my advisor probably too much. Send them emails and really have them help you figure out if you want that double major or a major with a different minor or explore a minor outside of Carlson. They can help make sure that you have the best path possible and find those really cool classes that really work towards your interests. Peer career coaching is really awesome because this is where upperclassmen, juniors and seniors help review your resume, work on interview practice, and maybe they had the internship last year that you want to get this summer. They can help you really specifically work through that process. Finally, we have our wellness counselor, Maureen. Carlson was actually one of the first business schools in the country to have an individualized wellness counselor. She's there for you all the time. She hosts events. You can have one-on-one counseling with her, and she knows what it's like to be a Carlson student. You don't have to explain that you have this group project or you're working on this class. She knows it, and she can help you as soon as possible. My favorite part of the Gold Lobby is our free fruit initiative. I get fruit all the time, apples, pineapples, watermelon, whatever you can think of. It's there for you throughout the weekend. Definitely my favorite part of the Gold Lobby. Right now we're standing in the Maroon Lobby, which is our equity, belonging, and inclusion hub. It's a space for you to not only find your community, but grow your community, play an arcade game, hang out with your friends. It's an awesome place to really just exist in Carlson. We also have our career coaches, which are housed in the Maroon Lobby. These are industry experts that if you're a marketing major, you go to the marketing career coach to work on your resume, learn about interview tips and tricks. If you're interested in finance or MIS, all the different options are here for you to really focus on your career path and explore it just as you would an academic advisor or a wellness advisor. We also have the Get What You Need closet, which is a great space for you to grab a snack, grab some school supplies. If you're running low on soap at home and need to grab a bar, we're here for you. And we have an awesome closet for if you really need help getting internship clothes or a nice suit for your interview, we have that offer for you as well. Right now we're standing in the skyway between Hansen Hall and the original Carlson School building. A few really cool things to point out. First is our proximity to the city. We are one light rail stop away from downtown Minneapolis. No classes on Fridays mean that a lot of Carlson students get internships in the city. You can go work and then come right back, which is really cool. If you're a sports fan, all Timberwolves games during the week are $10 with your university email address. Twins games are $5 and US Bank Stadium is right over there. A lot of students ask about where to live on campus, whether it's a dorm or apartment. Most first-year students live on a dorm and then transfer to an apartment their second, third, and fourth years. The orange building behind me is Middlebrook Hall, which is the closest dorm to Carlson, only a 30-second walk away, really convenient. If you end up living in a different part of campus, there are amazing transportation options, whether it's the Gopher buses that have multiple stops and run every 10 minutes, the Metro buses, since we're in Minneapolis, all the city buses run through campus, or the light rail, which is our train, which both options are free to university students with your ID card. There are so many options. You can also rent a scooter or a bike, bring your own bike to campus. There are plenty of ways to get around, and it's a really bike-friendly campus. We have now crossed over into the original Carlson School building, and there's some really cool things to point out. If you didn't know, Carlson requires all students to complete an international experience or study abroad, and since we make that requirement, it's really easy to do so, whether it's a 2-week program, winter, summer break program, or a full semester abroad, which is by far our most popular. There are so many options for you to choose from. Carlson has its own global institute with so many programs for you to choose that range from business specific to more general classes. And if you don't find a program there that you're interested in, you can also take any class offered at the University of Minnesota through our Learning Abroad Center, which is a lot of options. In the basement of the Carlson School building, we have our cafe with multiple restaurants and a convenience store for you to grab a quick meal or a bite in between classes or before your next meeting and connect with students and really just work on your homework. What's awesome about this is that it's not really common for buildings to have both classes and food options in the same place, and this makes Carlson really unique and a fun place to hang out. On the first floor of the building, I want to talk to you about some of the most impactful experiences Carlson students have through hands-on learning. One way is through our enterprises, which is where MBA students partner with undergrads on real-life client work, whether it's for big Fortune 500 firms from the Twin Cities area or companies from around the world. Carlson students are working as undergrads on real-life marketing strategy or investment tips or consulting experience, which is really cool. Another way to get hands-on learning that all Carlson students do is through in-class client work, whether it be through our Impact Lab or Leadership Lab, where from your first and second years as an undergrad student, you're working with CEOs and big companies on solving complex problems. And so you get to learn about problem-solving frameworks, how to deal with clients, how to work on a team, and these are some of the coolest experiences because you get to take what you learned in the classroom and actually make an impact on a real-life company. The third and fourth floors are aligned with professor offices, and they're open to you for office hours, support on class and content work. And what's really cool about Carlson classes is that all of them are taught by professors, so you don't have teachers' assistants teaching you through classes, and you have real professional support working with you on this content. Whether you're super involved in high school or want to try something new, Carlson has plenty of opportunities for you to get involved. There are over 30 Carlson-specific clubs that focus on either your major, learning about general business topics in the environment here in the Twin Cities or in the world, or just general ways to get involved, like through student government. There are so many different options for you to really try and navigate. If you don't find something here at Carlson, you can either start your own or join over the 1,000 clubs offered at the University of Minnesota. No matter what you can think of, we definitely have a club for it, and it's a great way to meet new friends, build a community, and start to grow your network. Thank you so much for joining us on this tour. We invite you to visit us in person if you're able to. If not, visit the link below to answer any more questions you may have.